So today, what I really want to discuss more about is, as we look into our New Year's resolutions, trying to find ways to save money, but also protect our future. What is the reason why we need to review not only our coverage amounts, but also with the values of homes going up, what else do I need to be looking at on my binder of my insurance policy for my property?
Sure. So I think that it's really important that you're looking at your coverage A, which is going to be the limits for what it would take to rebuild your property. So thinking about inflation, we want to make sure that if you had a total loss, you're not going to have to pay anything out of pocket to rebuild your home. So that coverage A, or the dwelling coverage, should be enough to rebuild your home today. And there are some endorsements that also add a buffer, so you can add an additional 25%, 50%, up to 100% with some carriers. But really, the basic part of your policy that you want to make sure is correct and that you could rebuild your home is that dwelling coverage limit. But really, you should have an insurance agent review it, because they're going to look at all the details, not just the coverage A or the dwelling, to make sure that you're properly covered but also not overpaying. So every year, the carrier that you were placed with for the first year may not be offering you the best rates. Next year, you might have somebody who is offering you savings for whatever it is you might have done over the year. You replaced your roof, put a new heating system in. Those are things that you should be checking in with your insurance agent, or they should be checking in with you every year to make sure you're getting those savings and that you're placed with the carrier that has the best rate for your particular situation.
Or maybe you did an addition or added an in-law suite, and now you want to make sure you have the proper coverage for your new expanded dwelling that wasn't on last year's policy.
Yeah, any changes to your property, you're going to want to make sure that you've got properly covered. So even if you got a new dog, you want to make sure that you've got coverage. If that dog knocks somebody over and they get injured, you want to make sure that that's covered. If you put an addition on your property, do you have enough coverage to rebuild that if you needed to? And insurance carriers don't know about the changes unless you let them know. So that's really a good reason to every year have a check-in with your insurance agent and review your insurance coverages.
We should also look into umbrella policies as well to make sure you're covered even beyond that coverage extent.
Yes, definitely. So umbrellas actually cover you for liability. It's not about the dwelling itself or the home itself, it's about the risk. So personally, I have Amazon right now. Coming to my house probably a couple times a day at this point. And it's important. What if somebody was to slip and fall on my property? What if the Christmas lights that I strung across my front walkway cause somebody to trip and fall and they can't go to work anymore because they have to have surgery? Well, they're probably going to sue me. And if they do, you have limits in your homeowner's insurance, but the liability coverage through an umbrella extends that beyond what your current limits are for your homeowner's insurance up to whatever limit you set on the umbrella. So, typically it's $1 million umbrella. Somebody slips and falls, they sue you for, let's say, $500,000. You're fine through your homeowner's insurance. But what if they sue you for $700,000? You don't have enough coverage in your homeowner's insurance. That's when the umbrella kicks in, and it protects your assets because you're not going to have to dip into your savings or cash in, something that you had invested, and now you have to pay these bills for somebody. So the umbrella really helps to protect your assets, and it's definitely anybody who owns property should investigate, is it worthwhile for them to secure an umbrella to protect their assets better.
So just as a recap for your New Year's resolutions, we're going to be working on your financial plan, but also working on how to stay safe and how to protect your own financial interests by looking at your insurance policies. Thanks, Jeanette.
Thanks a lot, Tony.